wanna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when
I know I'm starting this video and this is probably the worst I've ever looked on camera. And no guys, I didn't get in a fight, I didn't get hit, but there's never a dull moment around here apparently. And I'm starting to feel a little bit like a pirate, I think. But here's the story. This morning I woke up and my eye was just a little weepy. Nothing big, nothing major. So I, of course, called my doctor, and with all of the craziness going on with the virus, the doctor said we'd like to do a virtual visit with you over the phone. So they do a virtual visit and they said, well, we think you probably have pink eye or conjunctivitis. But my eye didn't look like this. It was really normal, just red and weeping. No swelling. They call in some eye drops for me to start using, and I go get the eye drops, pick them up, and even before I started the eye drops, my eye just kept swelling, and I don't know if I'm centered in the camera or not, and I don't know why I'm laughing because I'm in a lot of pain. Finally, and I'm supposed to be putting drops in my eye every 2 hours, but my swelling is not stopping, guys. So I finally decided to call my doctor back. The nurse gets on and they say, we need you to go to urgent care. You either have cellulitis or it could be an abscess from the sinus infection that I have. So that is where I'm headed right now. I really don't know why I'm documenting this. I think just because of everything that's so crazy. So Luke is almost home from work and he's actually gonna help drive me because I can't see very well. That's the fun going on in our house today. All right, hi.
Your eye looks terrible.
You have a cyclops.
All right, we need to go into the urgent care.
Yeah, so we're here at urgent care. We'll let you guys know how it goes. All right, everybody, I know I did not come back on and talk about the other night when Luke and I went to urgent care for my eye, but about a week has passed and I'm happy to say it's back to normal. And I'll give you a quick sum up of what happened. We did get seen at urgent care. I was concerned before we went in about how possibly crowded it would be with all this other virus stuff going on. And shockingly, when Luke and I got in there, it was a ghost town. I was actually the only patient in there at that point. So they did take me back. The doctor looked at my eye and he thought possibly the drops that they gave me earlier on in that day to try and help my eye was not working because it was such a bad infection that was starting to come on quickly in my eyes. So they actually gave me a different antibiotic to take for it, and I've been using it the past week and it's much better. I'm so happy to have my eye back to normal. And of course the rest of the week, everybody, on top of everything else that we're worried hopefully we don't catch anything, you know, pink eye is really contagious, and how I got this, I have no idea. I'm happy to say it's back to normal. I'm not quite wearing my eye makeup. I'm still not allowed to do that quite yet, but that's the sum up of my eye. And I haven't been vlogging for the past week because I just didn't want to freak anybody out. It was probably bad enough for you guys to look at it in that first part. Here we are trying to find a new normal around here. We're in the middle of our day right now. The kids have been doing school this morning. We'll check in with them in a minute, and we're just gonna kind of take you throughout our day today. Here's Mr. Reagan. I've been trying to give him a haircut because we can't get him in to get him groomed anywhere, and he doesn't hold still for me. Yes, I know. You're being silly. Of course, here's Zoe. So in here, we've got someone working hard on anatomy and physiology. What are you studying today?
The neuron system and every other system that I've covered so far.
Yeah, it's going good.
Yeah.
Sounds like you really know how you're doing it. So
Yep.
She had the guinea pigs on her desk earlier today.
That didn't go really well.
Yes, Zoe, I know. What are you learning? What are you learning? Anything?
Napping is better for me.
What are you learning? I will tell you one thing. The dogs are loving this fact that we stay home. They're like, why are you home so much? So they love the fact Reagan leave the guinea pigs alone. And in here, Lincoln moved in here because he's working on, this is the time of day that he gets to do STEM or coding. And what are you working on today, buddy?
Dash.
This is Dash. Hi, Dash. Oh, he blinked. And Dash is just one of the programs that Lincoln can program him to do things. Lincoln learns how to code and program him to make him do things. We'll see if he can do something. Oh. So one thing that we are doing that's really been fun around here, I started it on Monday, and the kids at lunch are actually doing video chat with my sister and their cousin and my mom and dad. And this is something we've started doing this week just to kind of stay connected with each other and stay connected with my mom and dad, which are Kenya and Lincoln's grandma and grandpa. So let me show you what we've been doing. They've been doing art over lunch, and we're using some videos that we're all watching together on YouTube, and then they draw together while we're on video. And I'll put those videos in the description down below to the link that we're using. Kenya and Lincoln are eating lunch.
I already ate mine.
And guys, I just set this up on Zoom. So we've got the iPad right here where Kenya and Lincoln watch the video. We all hit play at the same time. And on the screen, you guys can see my family.
Hello.
Everybody wave.
Hello.
So this is my parents. This is my sister Ann and her son Hunter. And that of course is our screen right here. So they're all doing art together. Do you guys like this?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let them get to their lesson, but it's fun. You guys like it?
Yes.
So it's one way to stay connected. All right, go ahead guys. Everybody hit play. When the lesson is over, when they're all done watching the video and they've been drawing together, everybody shows their artwork. Hunter, can we see your artwork? So that's Hunter's artwork, but then they just sit here and they show, and you guys can see me in the camera, they show everybody their artwork and they all have fun and have conversations. Mom and Dad, do you like it? Yeah. Aww. Cool. Oh, Dad, I love yours. Look at Gramps' Lincoln.
Oh, that's awesome.
So here's what Lincoln drew. So we also drew Piggy. So they were taught how to do animation. Longer strokes. There you go. So they were taught how to do animation. Kenya's got her artwork. And they all learned how to do animation. Ooh, Gramps got fancy. So guys, that's what we've been doing Monday and Wednesdays for lunch, is we video and we do art together.
Not yet. Baby, no! You get that out of your mouth.
Okay, so after our lunch with Bop and Gramps and my sister and Hunter, the kids are gonna keep working on school, and I am actually heading out. I have not been out of the house for probably about 4 to 5 days. I have not left. The kids and I are not going out at all, except for if I have to go to the store for just something really quick. Unfortunately, Luke is still having to report to work. In his line of work, he's still required to be there. So he goes to work every day, but the kids and I have been staying home, and right now I am getting out for the first time probably in, I'm guessing 5 days. I have to go pick up our mail because we have a P.O. box. So I have to go to the post office, just pick up our mail. And then I had a friend text me. They knew of somebody who had a ton of produce, more than what they could use. And she asked me if I could use some. So I said yes. So how we're gonna make this work is I'm texting her right now to tell her I am on my way. She's just gonna leave it on her front doorstep and pick it up. Amy, thank you so much for the fresh produce. It's saving me from having to go into the grocery store. So I really appreciate that, and it's a blessing to us. So go get that, get the mail, and then back home. So I'm home getting dinner ready, and Kenya and Lincoln came up with a fun idea. I kind of helped them a little bit. But we are trying to make some more memories here since we can't like get out and about. So we thought we would make our dinner a little bit more fun and interesting. I'm gonna let Kenya fill you in on that really quick.
Before I show you our little surprise, my favorite theme is 1950s. 1950s everything. And I even listened to a radio show from the 1950s. And even when I turned 12, I had a birthday party themed 1950s. We'll link it down below, right there. So for tonight, we thought we'd go with a 1950s theme, and we're gonna go old school. First, I kind of set the table for tonight, and here's our menu, my own creation. It says menu for tonight. Instead of primetime diner, I put primetime dinner. Main course is mother's meatloaf. Sides, groovy green beans, utterly amazing salad, marvelous mashed potatoes. The tablecloth we kind of decided to put on there because it looked a little 1950s, and the placemats as well. We got this table set as well, and as you can see, 50s primetime dinner, my own little creation. This is our little creation that we made, and we're gonna turn this into an actual TV. It has the knobs and switches and little doohickeys that you would have on a 1950s TV, and the little antennas. We are going to turn on an old-fashioned TV show called Spinnin' Marty, or Steamboat Willie, or the Old Mickey Mouse Club.
So tonight, it's like we're taking a trip back to the 50s. So that is the fun that is happening here this evening. Luke has no clue what he's coming home to. I've tried to make more of a traditional dinner like you saw in Kenya's menu. So I'm doing meatloaf and mashed potatoes and green beans. And we're gonna sit down and go along with this stepping back in time to the 1950s theme. We also have this guy in here. What are you doing?
I'm trying to record.
Oh, what are you recording?
Have you ever heard Two Cellos or Seven Nation Army by Two Cellos is what I'm trying to work on.
And you figured this all out by ear?
A little bit of it.
Good for you. All right, good job, Lincoln. Alright, we would like to invite you back in time to the 1950s to enjoy David dinner discussions once upon a time. I made meatloaf. How was your day? Joke for you.
What did the bald man say when he got a comb for his birthday?
A comb for his birthday?
Yes.
I don't know. What am I going to do with this?
No. He said, I will never part with it.
Never part with it. That's
Do you
funny.
remember another one?
I didn't tell you this one, Mom, but how do chairs hold up their pants?
How do chairs hold up their pants?
Yes,
I don't know.
with a seatbelt.
Got it. Give me a second.
Do you guys know how much, guess how much gas cost in 1950?
15 cents a gallon.
25 cents.
You thought 25? You looked. What do you think?
19 cents a gallon.
18 cents a gallon in 1950.
We're getting pretty
I
close
know
to
the
that
next
right now.
one. I know.
And by the end of the decade, it was 25 cents a gallon. Have you guys ever heard of TV dinners?
Mhm.
We have. Daddy and I know what they are. Do you guys know what TV dinners are?
You have the TV on while you're eating.
No.
Go ahead, Daddy.
It's like a frozen little tray dinner that you put in the microwave and heat it up to eat it. They were all the rage.
Oh.
Do
Question,
they still
did
exist?
you guys like them?
So,
I never had
they
one.
were first introduced by Swanson in 1953, was the first TV dinner.
I mean, there's similar things
Why
now,
did they
but
call them TV dinners?
because you just heat it up and sit in front of the TV and watch TV while you eat.
And then, of course, July 17th, 1955, guess what happened?
First man in space.
Did NASA open up?
Disney opened up Disneyland in Anaheim, California. So, Luke, what do you think the average annual salary was in the U.S. in 1950?
$17,000.
Lincoln, what do you think it was?
Maybe less. Maybe
I'm saying
12.
10,000.
$3,210.
That was way up.
That was in
I was closer.
1950.
Wow.
So in 1 year, somebody would make $3,000.
The money was worth a lot more back
Yeah.
then.
And then by 1959, the average salary was $5,000.
1959. You know, in the 1950s, cars only cost what, $2,000?
I mean, a loaf of bread was probably like 2 cents.
So that would be
Or 5
equivalent
cents.
today. That $3,000
Yeah.
would be equivalent to $34,000 today.
Oh, wow.
And Lincoln, you'll like this. Car culture really took off in the 1950s.
Yep.
That's when it really started. President Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act
Yep.
in June of 1956 to create 41,000 miles of
Interesting.
national highways.
Right.
He's my favorite president.
And that's when the 57 Chevy
Yep.
existed.
Bel Air.
Lincoln, do you want to know what the average cost of a new car was in
2,000,
1950?
3,000.
What?
2,000 to 3,000.
Nope.
$1,510. That's equivalent to $16,000 today.
Which is probably still the average cost for a new car.
And by 1959, the price had gone to $2,200. Okay, and there was television. Do you guys want to know what the most consistently ranked one of the all-time greatest television shows was in the 50s?
I bet it
Steamboat
was a
Willie.
Disney.
No, it wasn't.
It was a weekly
Animaniacs?
show.
Mickey Mouse Club?
How about Howdy Doody? No?
Goblin and
I
Mouse.
Love Lucy.
Oh, yeah. That was 50s, huh?
Yeah, it ran from 1951 to 1957. So that's just a little tidbit about 1950s, guys.
And yeah, if you could have been born and raised in the 50s instead of the 2020s or 2015s, would you have rather?
I don't know. I mean, 50s,
Not as much technology.
true,
I
but I
would
mean,
definitely say no.
also that also has its advantages.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely say
In
no.
the 1950s, they got to have dinners like this every night with like cake and dessert.
If there was one thing each of you could bring back from that era, what would it be?
Okay, still a Ferrari.
A 1950s Ferrari?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
I just love the style.
Alright, so Lincoln's is a car. Kenya, what would you bring back?
I'd bring back all like the place where you'd go get a malt, like the drugstore, I think they called it.
Yeah. Soda shop? Yeah.
I bet if I had actually I've had a very close experience with the 1950s soda shop. But if I experienced the real one, I'd want to bring it back. And I'd also want to, okay, anything that they, sort of the style in which they ate, how they ate, like even just like their clothes, I'd try to bring back.
I would bring back the slower pace of life.
Hmm?
Well, we kind of have it. Well, you're still going in. Never mind. Okay.
I know.
What do you mean?
What about yours, Mom?
I would probably answer that differently in a
Okay.
different time. But right now, I long for a slower pace of life.
So like slower pace from then, like what?
Well, I think back then people tend to work normal business hours and come home and be home at 4 or 5 o'clock for dinner and take family vacations, and not that we don't obviously, but like I don't know, just like life seemed to be at a slower pace overall. The other thing is technology makes us on 24/7.
Right.
Where back then that didn't exist. So when something happened at work, you just find out about it the next day.
You would sit and read a newspaper.
The kids made this TV with an iPad and a cardboard box. It even has antenna. Do you like your TV, kids?
Yes.
I do.
Don't get used to it. We have our wonderful meatloaf, which we've devoured, and then green beans that we've devoured, mashed potatoes, some wonderful salad, and homemade ranch dressing. Here's the menu that was created by the kids, and it says prime time dinner menu for tonight. Nice job on the menu.
It was a really fun day today, doing a couple different things and everything with the kids, and then tonight's dinner was fun. Thank you for playing along.
No, it was fun, yeah. The kids did an awesome job, and Joe, but the kids did an awesome job decorating the dining room like an old 50s diner, so that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun to watch them kind of go back in a different era, and also to learn what we did about it. But I like their TV that they made. It was fun.
Very creative.
While I was doing the dishes, our phones started alarming, and it was to let us know that Colorado has officially put out the stay-at-home order. So it is now statewide, and meaning
It just means you basically can't gather in groups, and you have to stay at home unless you're going to get groceries or essentials like medicine, or going to get health care like the doctor, or you can go outside and exercise as long as you practice safe social distancing. And
yeah.
so, or if you happen to work in a field where you are considered an essential service, which is unfortunately me right now, so I'll continue to go to work most days.
Yeah, so that's the change that just happened tonight. We haven't been getting together with anybody anyways, but there's a little bit of stress there with you going to work every day, I think, and everything.
I am very thankful to have a job right now, but it is a little bit concerning, because if you work at a place where you're around people, then that's a natural concern for people these days. It's just trying to make sure you practice the social distancing and keep your hands clean and don't touch your face and all that good hygiene stuff. So I'm doing my very best though, because I know I have a family at home that needs me to be healthy and needs me to not bring home any germs or bad things to this house. So I've been working really hard to make sure that I do all those right things.
Yep, so, and we're trying to do certain things when he comes through the door. The kids don't run up to him right away, and he's washing his hands and he changes, and we're trying to wipe down everything. So, but this is just, today was just a glimpse into what we are doing and some of the things that we're trying to just keep the kids and ourselves busy and still finding joy in everything that we're doing.
Yep.
So
you got to make the best of every situation, and I think this Camp David Adventures is doing a good job of that. So.
All right, well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.